30 years ago, we were introduced to the likes of MichaelBay. And what better director to talk about during the month of action than MichaelBay himself, the man, the myth, the king of explosions. This week, we're talking about his directorial debut in 1995's Bad Boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Let's go!
Weapons hot and one-liners at the ready, recruits. This ain't just some summer blockbuster vacation. This is the real deal. You've been chosen as part of an elite task force for the month of action. Now when those bullets start to fly and everything around you is up in flames, don't you lose your nerve. Remember who you are. You're the toughest, craziest, most resourceful sons of bitches to ever lace them up. We don't wait for backup and we damn sure don't retreat. Now strap your asses in and get ready for the drop. Oh, and one more thing. Before you pull that trigger, tell them John Mortis sent you.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dissect That Film Podcast, a podcast that dissects the good, the bad, and the ugly of cinema. I am your host, Brett Parker. Joining me, as always, are my wonderful co-hosts, Dan and Angela of DNA and Gaming.
Hello.
That's right. I said it, and I'm not taking it back.
Yeah.
Today is week 2 of our month of action coverage. And this week, we're talking about my pick. And it's a pick that I've wanted to do for a long time, even though we have done it on the show before. It was before you guys became official co-hosts of the show. It was before the name change. It was a long, long, long time ago. And I said, screw it.
Far away.
If we're going to be doing this month of action, I want to redo Bad Boys from 1995.
It was the perfect crime. No one saw it coming. No one heard a thing.
This was our career bust, which is what, $100 million?
This had to have been an inside job.
Everything went according to plan. But there was one thing they didn't plan on.
Let's do this right. No gunshots, no dead bodies. Well, you know, if I recall correctly, the last couple dead bad guys belong to you. Please, you ain't even trying to compare body counts. Should I keep going all day? I'm out.
Detectives Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett.
Don't be alarmed, we're Negroes.
Oh, man, no, that's too much bass in your voice. That scare white folk. You gotta sound like them.
We were wondering if we can borrow a cup of brown sugar.
On the Miami Police Force.
I'll be back.
You, something wrong with you.
They don't follow the rules.
You ain't with the bad guys now. You with the cops.
They make them.
What's up?
Back and do it quietly.
You forgot your boarding pass.
Oh, shit.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys. You know.
So I guess we should go around the room and talk about our histories with Bad Boys. Do you guys have histories with this movie?
I don't.
I want to say something. I'm just going to wait. Yes, actually, I didn't think about it, but we popped this in and watched. Ridley watched it with us. I had to make sure there was no tatters in it, so we were good. But he watched.
Yeah,
it
this
with
one
us.
doesn't, which was surprising.
I know. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, this is just like the perfect shoe-in, especially in the club scene later. You figured you'd see something.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Anyway,
There was a couple of times I was like, please don't ask what that is. Just keep going.
she massages things. She's a masseuse.
She massages
Anyway.
shit.
That's it. That's it. I actually watched this with Seth, who I've referenced many times on this show, long ago, and we were watching it, and he, I think we were talking about it, and he quoted one of my favorite lines from this. I was like, fuck, this is this movie, and I'll talk about when we get there. But yes, I have seen this before a couple times. I don't remember if I've seen any of them but the first one, but I have seen this before. That's about it.
All right. I have seen this movie so many times, and I started watching this movie at a way too young of age, and my brother, who is almost 4 years younger than me, watched it at a way too young of an age. This was, my parents got divorced when I was really young, and my dad lived, like, he had an apartment somewhere, and every other weekend we would go visit him, and at this one place he was renting a room at, he had 2 VHS tapes. One of them was Bad Boys, and one of them was Broken Arrow with John Travolta and Christian Slater. And me and my brother would watch those 2 movies all day, every day over the weekend. Like, by the end of the weekend, we probably had seen both movies a dozen times a piece. That was just what we did. And then when my dad moved again, we moved near that rental store that I talked about a lot in episodes, and there was more movies we got to watch. But Bad Boys and Broken Arrow were just 2 movies that are ingrained into my brain. And me and my brother used to quote this movie all the time, also along with Bad Boys 2. Like, we used to watch both of them back to back all the time. So, like, this movie means a lot to me. And even still, all these years later, rewatching it, I'm just like, if I feel like that 10-year-old kid again, just watching it for the first time. Just like, God, these guys are so cool. These are the coolest dudes. Yeah, that's my slight history with Bad Boys. Now it's time to talk about the people behind the movie. This was the directorial debut of MichaelBay. Before this, he was doing music videos and
blowing shit up there. Surely.
Probably. He really wasn't known as that guy yet. This had a budget of 19. So Wikipedia says 19 to $23 million. MichaelBay has stated it was a $17 million budget, but he only had $9 million to work with. Like, he didn't have very much control over this movie. So it was produced.
Makes sense.
It was produced by Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer. We've talked about them on Days of Thunder and how wild that production was, just mostly because of Don Simpson. And so there was a lot of control from the production company, which was Columbia Pictures, and Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer, where you had this brand new director coming in, and he was given according to Bay, a piece of shit script, and he was only given $10,000 to rewrite the script, to the point that instead of rewriting the script, he just went to his actors and went, "You're going to just improvise most of your dialogue because it's cheaper that way." So originally, this was supposed to be a John Lovitz, Dana Carvey joint, and
wait a minute.
And from what I've read, they went out to dinner with Don Simpson and saw how wild that man was. And Dana Carvey's like, "Yep, bye, I'm out of here." And I think another pair I saw, I think was Chris Rock and Wesley Snipes was another possible duo for this. And then
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy, not Chris Rock. Yeah, Eddie Murphy and Wesley Snipes, but I guess Eddie Murphy was like, "This is too similar to Beverly Hills Cop. Like, it's why would I want to do this again? Like, I just got done doing, I think Beverly Hills Cop 3 had just come out. I think it came out in 94. So it's like, I'm not going to do this again." So they cast MartinLawrence, and MartinLawrence is coming off the popularity off of his show Martin. And he was,
I used to watch that show.
Oh yeah, I used to watch Martin, and I used to watch Fresh Prince.
Yeah, I can.
And MartinLawrence was the one who actually recommended WillSmith, because originally they didn't want WillSmith, but he kind of pushed it out. He's like, listen, this guy's on a pretty big television show himself. I think you get us both together, this will be a big deal. So thanks to MartinLawrence is why Will Smith ended up in the Bad Boys franchise. This is the only Bad Boys movie where MartinLawrence is credited higher than Will Smith, because Will Smith's career would skyrocket. MartinLawrence's career wouldn't like falter, but it never got close to the heights that Will Smith would eventually get to, which is always fun when you think back of like MartinLawrence when it came, like it was, I used to watch so many MartinLawrence movies back then, like late 90s, early 2000 MartinLawrence. But then you're thinking back of like after this, Will Smith would do Men in Black, Independence Day. People hate Wild Wild West, but like Wild Wild West, like
I liked it.
He was playing. He was in some blockbusters where MartinLawrence was in some like popular comedies.
Black Knight,
Blue Streak. Yep. There's another one I can't remember the name of. So yeah, so this was just it really wasn't a messy production. It was just one of those things where MichaelBay just didn't have the power or the control that he should have had in order to get the movie he wanted. Because he said, like, when you would get a bad script, you would get like people, like writers would get like up to $100,000 to rewrite scripts, and he's getting like nothing. And they're like, yeah, this is what you get. And it's like, but what about my budget? It's like, you, this is what I'm allowing you. It's like, well, all right. Well, I guess I got to figure it out. And they did. I mean, yeah, it's fun when you watch a movie and then you read about things like this and you're like, I don't see it on screen. Like, it definitely seems like there was some order and things were working in the right direction.
Jaws.
Yeah, exactly. That's a beautiful example.
No, Jurassic Park 3.
Oh my God, that script was being written as the movie was being made.
Yes.
So the writers on this one were Michael Berry, who was a writer for The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, and then he wrote for David Letterman. Jim Mulholland, who would write nothing. Not like I don't know what that is. I don't know what any of that is. Like literally
gross.
These guys, all of these writers. So Doug Richardson, who was the third writer on the movie, he wrote the screenplay for Die Hard 2, Welcome to Mooseport, which was Gene Hackman's final movie.
Mm-hmm. Live
Free or Die Hard, he did a rewrite for that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And he wrote some novels. So
he has some actual credentials.
Yeah. Out of all of the writers. The story was done by George Gallo, who I'm looking through his stuff and I don't see the whole 10 yards. That's all I see that I recognize. So yeah, when you get the script that's written by a bunch of nobodies and one guy who has some sort of credentials, yeah, not surprised that MichaelBay walked into this going, this script is trash. The music was done by Mark Mancina. Have we talked about him before? I think we have. Yeah, he did.
We have.
He did the music. Yeah, he did the score for the movie from last week, Speed.
That's right. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Yes.
He'll be back. It was released April 7th, 1995. It had a running time. I don't like how it says running time on Wikipedia. It should just say runtime of 119 minutes. So it's a minute under 2 hours. As Wikipedia says, a budget of $19 to $23 million, which is take it or leave it. And the box office was $141.4 million, which is pretty good for a directorial debut. And the rest is history. 30 years later, MichaelBay has directed a sequel to this movie. He directed far too many Transformers movies. He's blown up a lot of stuff. He brought the Ninja Turtles back in the most horrific fashion. MichaelBay. People love to hate him.
The guy's still making money.
Sure is. As for the cast, we have MartinLawrence as Detective Marcus Burnett. We have Will Smith as Detective Mike Lowry. We have Téa Leoni as Julie. We have Tcheki Cario as Fouché. We have Teresa Randall as Teresa Burnett. Joey Pants as Captain Conrad Howard. We have Marge Hellenberger as Captain Allison Sinclair. We'll talk more about her. I do not like her in this movie. Nestor Serrano as Detective Sanchez. Julio Oscar Moscoso as Detective Ruiz. Severio Guara as Chet. Anna Thompson as Francine. And Michael Imperioli as Jojo. Jojo! I love Jojo.
Jojo's great.
I love him. All right. I think it's time to hop into the plot of Bad Boys. What do you guys say?
Oh, boy.
Let's do this. It is time to. We got to flap our wings for Month of Action. Dissect.
Dissect.
That's.
That.
The fact that I know you're going to do it, it gets me every time.
You said flap the wings. I was like, fuck, he's going to do the caw thing again. I was like,
Caw, bitch.
It's a Month of Action.
no, that's fair.
It's the only way we can celebrate. Okay.
I'm not saying it was a bad thing.
So the movie opens to the badass Bad Boys theme. And you know how last week I said, hey, guys, listen to the speed score or the speed theme. And then when you listen to the Bad Boys theme, do you hear a similarity? Kind of. The beginning of the theme is the same. And then Cita kind of tweaked it for the Bad Boys theme. And this is one of my favorite themes of all time. I love the Bad Boys theme. And the thing that sucks about it is that they used it in this movie and they said, fuck it for the second one. And I went, no, I don't like it. I don't like it. I like Bad Boys too, but I do not like the fact that they got rid of his score. But it came back for the third one. So I was pretty happy about that. But it's awesome. So we're driving down the road in this really expensive Porsche. This was actually what?
Is it a 959?
I think it was it's a turbo. I don't know.
I'll look it up. Keep talking.
So according to Mike, because we're in this car with Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett, who is they are main characters, and they're driving down in this $105,000 Porsche that was actually, I think it was MichaelBay's personal car, because he couldn't afford to get this car for the production, so he just let the production use his own car.
Like, here you go.
So there it is. And the funny thing is like Mike makes a big deal about Marcus eating in his car, and it's like, why would you even let him in the car with that then?
Yeah, like keep it in the fucking bag until we get to where we're going. Then you can eat.
Like literally, he has a greasy burger and fries, and like as soon as he orders that, I'm like, you're not getting in my car with that. Or you're like, you can get my car, but you're not eating in my car with that. But I love the whole thing. It's like, hey, where's your cup holders? I don't have cup holders. You're what? You spent that much money? You don't have no cup holders?
No, I love that. And it's when he goes on his rant about it being like fastest car at that time, production car at that time or something.
Yeah. And he, they pull over because he drops some fries down the middle of the seat there. And these two guys come up. Yeah.
Come up with my hand looking like this shit.
Yes.
Dude, they're back and forth during the scene.
So good.
Hilarious. And it got to the point where I guess like MartinLawrence was like, because of most of his improvised, like MartinLawrence was actually getting annoyed with like what WillSmith was saying to him, like he calling him a bitch and stuff, and he was like complaining to MichaelBay about the fact that he was calling him a bitch. It's like, it's part of the movie, man. Like,
he's calling me names.
What are we doing? So these two guys pull up behind them and they let out this very attractive woman played by Lisa Boyle, who I think was a model at the time. And she walks across the front of the car and distracts Mike. And these two guys then pull up and pull guns on him. One of them is played by which one was it? MichaelBay Taliaferro, who is just credited as Black Carjacker.
Okay.
But he's actually credited in the movie because Tim Coates, who's the other carjacker, he's not even credited in the movie, and he's just credited as White Carjacker. For anyone who doesn't know who Tim Coates is, if you're familiar with Sons of Anarchy, he was on that show for the whole duration, and he was also in that Mayans spinoff, which was it was like the spinoff of Sons of Anarchy. He's been in a lot of movies, but I'm sitting there watching the movie. I've seen this movie so many times, and I'm like, who is this guy? I can recognize him. And I had to look it up. But yeah, he's not credited in the movie. That's why it was hard to find him. So, you know, they're going back and forth. Mike and Marcus are fighting. They're arguing as literally the guns on him. And these guys are like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like, we have guns on you and we're going to shoot you. And he comes out and then Marcus throws the soda in his face. Mike hits the guy in the face with the gun. And yeah, we get the whole title card. And the awesome theme starts playing over like the dark, like Miami skyline. We get the iconic shot of the plane flying over the Miami sign, which is actually the Miami sign is actually a miniature, and they just literally placed it in the right spot so that when an actual plane flew by it looked like a full size sign. Yeah,
that's pretty clever.
And
I like that.
It's reused in multiple Michael Bay movies, not just the Bad Boys franchise, but in other Michael Bay movies.
Okay, that's just his
he's
thing,
proud
man.
of that sign.
He's proud of that shot. I swear he just reuses it. I don't think he actually refilms the shot. He just colorizes it to make it look newer.
Digital effects.
But man, I love 90s movies openings. So like after this whole scene happens, and then you get like the credits playing over the dark Miami skyline, and you just have this like fucking banging score, man. It's just so good. And then it's like slowly as it's going through, you're then switching to like this crew that's setting up for a heist.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the, like, they're driving in this truck and this guy's in the back and he's like dressed up like a cop. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to be your decoy. And then the dude in the front's like, yeah, you are. And just fucking pulls out a gun. And also another favorite thing of mine in 90s action movies, the guns are so loud. Like they're so unrealistically loud, but I love it. I love the sound of those like guns just shooting. You're like, I know that's not what they sound like, but they sound so cool.
Loud enough. Good God. No, I like it. No, I like it. I like it. It emphasized.
It's like they they wrap it in like many layers of tinfoil, and then they just like shoot a gun inside it, and you get that like high tin sound.
Yeah, no,
it's great. So yeah, you find out these guys are stealing heroin from the Miami Police Department, and I love how they do it. Where they like, instead of like crawling through the ventilation systems, I mean, that's how they get into the PD. But when they're getting the heroin out, they have like this cart that they literally just shoot through the ventilation system. Like
it's like a rocket sled.
And you're thinking to yourself, like, who designed this? And then you realize, oh yeah, that's right. Later on, you find out that the guy was actually working with them, the guy who designed the ventilation system. And this was Michael Bay's idea for the cart. He was like, it just looks cool. Like it looks cool, and no one wants to see people crawling through ventilations. They just want to, like, let's get this thing going. And I just love at the end, the one guy, the mustache guy, he's just like, wee. So we're waking up at the Burnett house. And Marcus, he's just looking for some quality time. You're going to hear quality time a lot in this movie. And he's trying to get some from his very, very hot wife, played by Teresa Randall, who would play his wife in the 2 sequels, I think, because she doesn't return for the 4th one, which was very disappointing. But he's trying to get some in the morning, and he's got a lot of kids, and she's like, well, a lot of Burnett's are about to crash through. And I was like, I feel you there, bro. Know how that goes.
Yep.
What's the point of even trying?
Yep. So,
they're enjoying their breakfast. Mike shows up. He sits down and he starts trying to tell one of his stories. And I love Teresa. She's like, no, Mike, none of your sleazy sex stories.
No.
Then the captain calls about the situation. I just love that you can hear him yelling on the other side of the phone. He's like, so you want our asses down there now, please, Captain. So they get down there. We meet Captain Howard. And I fucking love it. Like, if anyone ever asks, what is your favorite Joey Pants role? It's Captain Howard in the Bad Boys franchise, because he's just he is 110% the entire time. He is. I'm surprised he didn't actually have a heart attack or like something, like just passes out. Just how fast energy he is, and just talking a million miles an hour. And he's just like, see this shit show? See this? Remember that giant drug bust we did? Oh, look at it now. And that's when we meet Sinclair, who's played by Marge Hellenberger. And I can't stand this character because, to be honest, she doesn't do anything.
No, she just like 3 or 4 scenes, and that's it.
She just shows up to be like, "Yup, you better stop him. You better figure it out, or your ass is on the line." It's just like, what are you doing here? What is your purpose? Like, so what is the whole point of what department does she work in? Internal Affairs, I think is what it was. What
Something
is
like
the
that.
points? Like, her whole thing is that she thinks it's an inside job. So she's like hoping to figure it out so she could fire everybody. I was like, I feel like this is not effective at all. But
she had it out for Joey Pants anyway.
He definitely slept with her and didn't call her back. That's what I'm getting out of it.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do that.
Also, not a fan of the haircut there, Marge.
Yep.
Marge Hellenberger, CSI. That's how I knew her. I grew up watching CSI.
Same thing, dude.
Yeah. We also meet Sanchez and Ruiz, which are the other 2 cops. Why did we never get a fucking spinoff with these 2 guys? I would have loved a Bad Boys spinoff movie with these 2 guys. These dudes rule, but they're not utilized enough in this movie, and it's unfortunate because they're awesome. I love how they get a back and forth with Marcus and Mike. It's fantastic. So they go down and they visit JoJo, played by Micro Imperioli, and I love how Marcus says JoJo. It gets even better later.
Yep.
He's like, "You're a chemist. You've done this stuff before. What's going on?" He's like, I don't do that stuff anymore. I just sell rubber." And then it just cuts. I was like, oh, I thought that conversation went on longer, but I forgot we have there's a better scene way later. So we go down to the gym and we meet Max, who is a friend of Mike's. She's kind of like an informant for him. Yeah, she's a friend with benefits. This is, let me see. Where are you? So Max was played by Karen Alexander. I think this was her first movie. She really wasn't an actor. You can kind of tell with how she reads her lines. But I guess that she was like, when we talk about a scene a little bit later, when you actually see her nervous, it's actually her nervous because she was felt out of her element, acting alongside a lot of these who she considered high profile actors. Mike's got to go talk to Max, and Marcus is out there making a fool of himself, pretending like he's boxing and he's trying to bench press without a spot. I was like, you need a spotter, bro.
Yeah, always.
That's how you get hurt, and he gets hurt. I just love where the one woman who's sitting next to him while he's struggling. She's just like, I could help him, but this is way too much fun.
Let him squirm.
But the funny thing is watching him pretend to box and he's doing the boxing bag. He was actually a boxer, a semi-professional boxer. So he actually knew what he was doing. He just had to make it out like he didn't know. I love when actors do that.
Yep.
So pretty much Mike goes, "Hey, Max, I need you to pretty much go around to parties where people are just kind of popping up with drugs. If people are high profile people are having parties just kind of out of the blue. I need you to investigate and figure it all out and get back to me." So she agrees to it. I want to know how much she's getting paid for it, though, because does not seem worth it.
Well, no, because she's a call girl anyway.
Right. But she's doing something super dangerous, too. She's a call girl, but.
Well, I always took it, he's just like, well, if you hear anything, he's not like, go fucking do it.
Do it.
I don't know.
Or I'm not your friend anymore.
Do it now.
So while that's all going down, Mike and Marcus, they go to the guy who designed the ventilation system because Captain Howard told them earlier that the guy who the designer was working with the people who stole the dope. So they go there, and I love it. For one, the first thing I noticed is that when they're driving Marcus's car to the scene and it's driving towards camera, 100% the 2 guys in the car are not MartinLawrence and WillSmith. You can 100% tell it's their stuntmen. It's so good. Oh, but they get to the house and nobody's there, but they knock down the door and oh my God, I love MartinLawrence's line. It's like, "Can I borrow some brown sugar?"
Hello, we're coming in. We're your new neighbors. Don't be alarmed. We're Negroes. Lower your voice. Lower the bass. That scares white people. I love it, dude. It's so fucking good. That's the line my cousin was doing the other day with the brown sugar.
I want to borrow some brown sugar.
You got to sound like them.
So they go in there and they find a dead guy. And this is where Marcus gets a little queasy. And Will's like, are you serious? Like, you're still like this around dead bodies? He's like, I just wasn't ready for it. I didn't expect this was what we were going to be walking into, but here we are.
Hey, it's what he says. He's like, this is why he's in narcotics and not homicide.
Yeah. But I love how just like, it just shows kind of the contrast between the two guys. Cause like in the beginning, you're seeing Marcus is the family man. Mike is the bachelor, the womanizing bachelor. And then it's showing even in their jobs, like he's the tough guy who can kind of handle anything. And Marcus is, he stays in his lane.
Yep.
And so they're driving back from the house. And this is where Marcus kind of is like giving him shit because he's a trust fund kid. And he's like, yeah. And Marcus like lays it out. He's like, no one respects you at the station because they just think that you're a rich kid playing cop. And Mike's like, fuck you, man. Like,
fuck you, Marcus. I love you, man. Fuck you, Marcus. It's like, it's so good. It's so good.
He's got a point. He's like, I didn't ask for my family to leave me a shit ton of money.
And he works his ass off.
Yeah, and he says like I've been
bust his ass doing the job.
Yeah, he's like I've been working to become a cop since I was like 9 years old. Like I've been wanting this all my life. So go fuck yourself to anyone who doubts me. And then we get the we're bad boys, bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? And then it gets better in the next movies when they try to sing the lyrics and they don't know it. Who knows the lyrics to that song?
No, we just know the chorus. That's it.
Exactly. So Max,
I grew up watching Cops.
Yeah, I remember Cops.
So Max invites her friend Julie to go to this party that's being held by Eddie. I almost said Caputo, but that's the Child's Play guy. Eddie Dominguez, who was the driver for the heist, because during the heist you actually see Eddie take a brick of the heroin and kind of stuff it into his clothes. And so he's having a party. He's already high as shit. He's got to explain the fact that this suite is the Al Capone suite. He has to mention that a couple times. And then while everybody gets introduced and Julie has to go to the bathroom, and that's when Fouché and his goons show up and they start pretty much torturing Eddie. You find out that Eddie used to be a cop, and that was kind of the reason why, or that was one of the ways they were able to get into the Miami PD was because of him working there prior. So yeah, things go from like, oh shit to holy shit real quick, because this dude Fouché is just like, well, I got to kill this girl, and shoots Max in the back, killing her instantly. And then there's a giant shootout at the suite. Eddie gets shot by the two goons, and then the goons have to go chase after Julie. And you get this really intense chase scene of her having to like scale the roof of this building. And then, and again, the fucking Mark Mancina score is just eating your eardrums, because it's just so good. It's just like, I'm in this. And then she does the jump into the pool. Do you think she would have survived in real life? How high do you think this was? I don't know. How high was the jump?
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to how high up she was when she did it. So I was like,
yeah, because they do such a close shot, you can't really tell kind of where she jumps and like where she lands. So who knows? It's a cool scene. I just love though that the one guy, I call him mustache guy. I don't know what his name was, but he goes up and he's just like, she jumped. She fucking jumped. Like he's so surprised about it. So we're at the crime scene, and they discover that one of the dead bodies is Max, which upsets Mike to the point where he needs to investigate the madam that Max worked for, but he's going to do it alone. And I'm like, that's not going to end well. Because the whole thing is Fouché now is like, well, we're going to since we killed this girl, we got to find the other girl, and we have to deal with whoever she worked for. We need to eliminate any ties. But you also come to realize that Fouché is kind of an idiot. He's kind of a dumb bad guy.
Yep.
And we'll see why he's a dumb villain later on. But But like at first, it seems like everything is going according to plan for him because Mike goes to the Madams, and then we shoot back to Marcus, where he literally again is just like, I ain't getting no quality time. And then we shoot back.
Poor Mark.
Yeah, Marcus is just not getting any. And it's like, and it's all because of his job, pretty much. Like she complains, she's like, you're out, you don't come home until super late. Like, what do you expect from me? And yeah, and then we cut to Mike back at the Madam's house, and he gets fucking smoked by a sledgehammer because this dude just like, I'm sorry, if you're gonna like, this dude goes to eliminate this woman and just fucking smokes her with a sledgehammer. I feel like that's gonna make a massive mess. Where like, I feel like, boom, boom. Maybe.
Yep.
Like,
a little bit of noise, but
yeah, I mean,
maybe a little cleaner.
Yeah. But
yeah, he's got people that can clean up for him.
I guess it was a cool shot though of the dude like in the mask with the sledgehammer in the hallway and like the darkness, and the only light you're getting is just the moonlight shining through the windows because it's like a hallway that's full of windows. I thought that was a pretty cool shot. You don't see her get killed either. So
No.
But you see Mike get absolutely annihilated by the sledgehammer. And then Marcus is at work, and the captain gets a phone call from Julie, and Julie will only talk to Mike because she knew that Mike was friends with Max. And since Mike's not there, Marcus has to pretend to be Mike. And my whole thing is like, I get it. This is the point of the plot. And I get MichaelBay literally saying this script was fucking terrible, but you're telling me that Marcus pretending to be Mike, they couldn't just be like, hey, Mike, so we have a witness. We need you to go deal with it. But I guess it was the whole fact that Marcus had to go out to get the witness that night.
Yep.
And Mike wasn't, and no one knew where Mike was. So it's like, okay, I guess everything kind of folds back into place again. So yeah, he talks to her. I love how Woody's talking to the captain, and the captain is just like, well, can you talk to somebody else? He's like, no, I'm going to talk to Mike. And then she like calls, I can't remember exactly what she says to him, but she like calls him like, you fucking idiot. Like, I want to talk to Mike Lowry. And that's what he literally is like, Mike, phone call for you over here. And he's like, Marcus is like, is he here?
Yeah.
So he has to go to Julie's to get her. And shit gets physical. She literally has a baseball bat. You know, he shows his badge and everything, but she kind of doesn't believe that he's Mike, which she's right. It's not.
Yep.
And she starts swinging a bat at him. And it gets to the point where he grabs the bat out of her hand. And he's literally like flipping out on her. He's like, I come here to help you. And then all this starts to happen. You know what? I'm just going to let the bad guys fucking kill you.
Yep.
He's like, I wasn't expecting to jump or to walk into Yankee Stadium today, but here we are.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. I was like, what is the reference he makes?
Oh. And so he's like, yeah, we got to go. And she's like, oh, I got dogs. I got Luke and Duke. And I love that Marcus calls one of them Lukey. Lukey and Duke.
Yes.
Come on. He's like chasing the dogs. And the bad guys show up, and they're fucking terrible shots. There's like three of these guys. And they're literally like
shotguns.
Yeah. There's the one guy with the spa shotgun. Do they all have shotguns? I think it was just the one guy. And he's the only one who dies. He was just like, yeah, do you remember this guy? Yeah, no, just kill him. No one remembers him. But the other guys are shooting at him. I was like, dude, it's like they walk into this apartment. It's like the kitchen and then the living room. What? That's not a far distance. Like, why are we missing every shot? So they get away in Marcus's car, and I just love where she's like freaking out. She's like, "Oh, there's a car seat in the back. There's a car seat in the back."
Yep. It's undercover. I'm undercover.
And she's like, "Oh, the only way I'm doing anything is I go back to your place." He's like, "Yeah, my place. Yeah, Mike Lowry's place."
He's like, "No,
that's a bad idea. That's a bad idea." And so he goes in there, and that's when we meet Chet. And I fucking love Chet. I just love that Chet's giving him shit because he thinks he's having an affair. He's literally like, he's like, oh, hey, how's your wife? How your kids doing? He's like, Chet, she's a material witness. I'm just going up, bringing her into Mike's apartment, all right? It's just all.
Sure.
He's like, oh, all right, sure, yeah.
I ever tell you about the importance, the sanctity of marriage?
Oh, my God. I love Chet. So, yeah, he goes down. Yeah. They enter Casa de Lowry. They talk to to Chet. He's like, Chet, you're the deputy. You have to keep an eye on the witness. We need her. No one goes in or out. And he's like, hey, what if I set up a stool near the door and I already got a magazine? I could just read it. And then he immediately goes home and Teresa's super pissed off, and rightfully so. She's like, you're not even wearing your wedding ring. And he's like, son of a bitch. He's like, well, baby, it's like right here. I can just slip it right on my finger. It's just like we're back to normal again. Mike's back and he's got a splitting headache. He's got literally ice on his head, and Marcus is just blah, 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 blah. It's like, this is a bullshit I've had to deal with since you've been gone. He's like, Marcus, I got a concussion, I got a headache, and I don't want to listen to any of the shit you got to say. But he still keeps on going. I just like, I would love to meet the man who whooped Mike Lowry's ass. So Howard is pissed. I love that the entire time that Howard is talking to the guys, he's shooting basketballs, and he's not even coming close to making it.
He's making it before you two came in here.
And I just love the whole thing. It's just like, and Mike has no idea what the hell is going on, because because Marcus is talking to the captain like, Cap, I can't do this. Like, we got the material witness, and I can't pretend to be him. Like, Mike has to be Mike. I got to go back home. I got to get with my, talk to my wife, because she is not happy with me. And Mike's like, whoa. Can we slow down so I can figure out what the hell is going on? And
I didn't kill anybody today, Chief. Do you want me to yell at you? I don't know if that's that scene, but that's just what I think of.
No, it is that scene. It's so good. But yeah, the captain's like, well, where is she now? And he's like, at his place. And he's like, you left a hooker in my apartment? He's like, she's not a hooker. She's a material witness. And yeah, I left her at your place. And then he keeps calling her a hooker. He's like, she's not a hooker. At least I don't think so. But that's what the captain's like, all right, so you be you, and you be you.
But not around her.
But not around her. And then, that's where we get the whole, everybody just wants to be Mike. And then he takes the shot. It's a swish. Mike is going to stay with Teresa and the kids while Marcus goes to Cleveland. And I just love that she's like, why do you have to go to Cleveland? He's like, I don't know, baby, because they need me to go up there, sign some stuff. And she's like, well, why doesn't he go? And I just love that Mike's in the doorway, like, I don't know. They say I'm irresponsible.
A loose cannon.
Loose cannon. That's more like it, yeah. And it's the whole thing. It's just like, Mike, can you go? Can you get us a soda or something? And he's like, all right, yeah. Hey, what do you want anything? He's like, yeah, Mike, I'll take a Coke. Baby, you want a Coke? No, I'm fine. Just a Coke for me, Mike.
I'll have a Coke and a smile, Mike.
Oh, so we are with our villain Fouché and his goons, and they're on an old boat where they're cutting and cooking the drugs. And the scientist there, the guy who's helping with the process, he is telling him, he's like, it's too moist down here and all that shit. I can't cook this stuff. It's not going to be ready in the time that you want it to be because of the moisture. And Fouché is just flipping out. He's like, you're fucking with my timetable. You're fucking with my deal. And the guy's like, what do you want me to do? I'm telling you, you want good drugs? So you're going to get bad things are going to happen if we go along with what we're doing here. So I think you need to fucking chill the fuck out. You're the one who brought all this shit to me and gave me this situation.
Yep.
And you're getting mad at me. The guy who plays this lead doctor, or scientist or whatever he is, he was in a show Grounded for Life. I think he played a brother-in-law. He's been in a lot of stuff, but that's where I first was introduced to him, other than this movie. So Julie is at the apartment. She's talking to Marcus, who she thinks is Mike. Well, I think she kind of is in on it the whole time. I feel like she never believes that Marcus is Mike.
No.
And she sees all the pictures of Mike in the apartment. And so she insinuates, are you guys a couple? Are you gay? And he's just and he is quick to defend that he likes the ladies, to kind of, push that aside. And she's like, all right, this is a weird situation. And she also gets the whole thing where she stops him from eating bologna because she talks about how it's like processed meat. And then he's like, oh, what about the pickle? She's like, well, it is loaded with like salt and stuff. So he like dips it in his Coke, just like eats the pickle. Pickle.
So fucking messy, dude. So gross.
And because the whole time they're looking for one of Fouché's crew guys. And
go through mug shots.
Yeah, and they find one of the guys. His name is Noah, and he's always wearing that funky hat. I can't remember what these hats are called. But yeah.
Bitch hat.
Yep. So we're at the Burnett house, and Mike is telling the boys some cop stories. And
this is great.
And then it cuts to Marcus picking up dog shit on the carpet at the apartment.
Oh, damn it. No, now that you say that, it makes me think of the fucking the story. He's like, in this little pimp named, I can't remember, like Frederico or whatever, comes out with the brass knuckles. And, Frederico's crazy. He's dealing with all the hoes. Your dad will explain that later.
But I love it's just like the contrast of like Mike being the cool uncle to Marcus having to pick up dog shit in an apartment that's not even his. So Mike and Marcus get into it. I love this scene because this is all improvised between WillSmith and MartinLawrence, where they're talking about like whose life is harder. And Marcus is talking about like, Mike's like, try spending one day at that house. And he's just like, what do you mean? Like, this is where I live. Like, are you talking shit about my family?
Yep.
And
is this where he's wearing his shirt?
Yeah. He's like, is that my silk shirt? He's like, oh yeah, it feels real good on the skin. And so it's this whole thing where he gets on the phone with Teresa, and they're like planning on what they're going to have for dinner that night. And then he legit like starts fucking with him because he's like talking to us like, hey, when we get a movie and some popcorn or something, he's like, hey, what are you wearing? He's like, oh, he's like, oh, she hung up.
Don't bring up a good marriage. Don't bring up a good home.
He's like, well, yeah, stop wearing my shirts.
Yeah, there was a thing before. It's where they're arguing, and then the other couple detectives come up.
Yeah, I can't remember.
What's the matter, Marcus? What's the matter, Marcus? You PMSing? No. Damn the jokes. Damn them. That's great.
Oh, but I love that whole thing where he's like, you don't ruin a happy home. Don't ruin a family.
Yeah.
Don't break up a family like that. He's like, well, stop wearing my clothes.
That's great.
And throughout this time, we meet I'm wondering what she is. Who is Francine in this precinct? Is she like the secretary?
I think so. I think she's like the secretary receptionist.
But she's looking a person. She's looking very suspicious when they're asking her to look up Eddie's file, and she's like, I'm trying. I can't do it. I'm really trying. I'm so sorry. I'm like, why are you talking like that? What is happening right now? She looks like she's going to cry.
They're like, you done it before? She's like, you can't do it. And he's like, well, just keep trying.
So Mike and Mike go to Mike's apartment. It's a lot of Mikes in that sentence. And he is not a fan of what is happening here. I love it. He's like, oh, what is that over there? Is that a stain in the carpet? Oh man, that's so unfortunate.
I was gonna throw it out anyway.
Yeah. And he's just like, the dog. Oh yeah, the dog. She's just, Dookie's been really, really scared, and so she's been throwing up and shitting all over the place. And he's like, oh, let's see how Dookie's doing. And while he goes away, freaking, there's a knock at the door, and they answer the door, and it's Yvette. And she just like takes off her robe, and she's just like literally in like lingerie. And Marcus is like, you gotta get out of here. You gotta get out. And to the point where he's like, you kicked Yvette out? He's just like, yeah. She was half naked. You didn't even say that. He's like, Yvette is a masseuse. She massages shit. and Julie's like, just wanted to know if there was going to be any more half-naked women showing up just randomly. Oh, this is when Mike's like, she was half-naked?
No. Titties are poking out a little bit.
So they got to go to the club, and that club is Club Hell. And there's a big truck of ether sitting outside this club, and this dumbass lights a cigarette. And I love the guy just reacts. He like knocks out his. It's like it's a fucking ether. It'll blow up.
Flammable. What are you doing?
Everybody wants to explode.
So Mike and Marcus show up to the club, and Julie also decides she's going to go to the club, even though the guys told her she didn't need to go. And immediately the bad guys notice they're there. Like they're up in this like loft, looking down onto the dance floor, and they see, and it's like, hey, that's the cop from before. And so it's like, well, something's bound to happen here. So Marcus ends up going to the bathroom, and he's taking a piss, and he notices like the mustache guy is like creeping up from behind him, but then he doesn't realize that the guy he's actually standing next to is the one who's going to attack him at first, because he literally puts the plastic bag over his head, and you get this whole thing where he's throwing him, and he's actually he's keeping up with the fight, even though he's literally suffocating.
Yep.
And he ends up getting thrown through the fish tank. And that's what gets Mike noticing, because you have Mike at the bar with a beer, and you got the woman, you just see her foot, and he's like,
yeah.
He's enjoying himself a little bit too much. They are working. Mm-hmm. But the worst bit is when Mustache Man gets his ass beat and then gets a face full of piss twice in that dirty ass urinal. Ugh. Oh my God, dude, he gets it good too.
Taste the booger flavor, dude.
Oh my God.
Something.
And I just love when Marcus and Mike meet back up, and Mike's like, what? He's like, what the hell happened? He's like, Mike, I don't want to talk about it. Where the fuck were you?
Yeah.
And that's when Julie shows up, and it's like nobody is subtle and no one is hiding. Like Julie is just in the middle of the dance floor. The guys notice him. Fouché is just a creepy guy. He's looking out on the dance floor. He sees Julie, and then Julie slowly raises the gun, but she gets tackled before she can actually get the shot off. And so they got to leave the club. They get out there. They steal the truck full of ether, and Mike is the one who actually takes the truck. And this line annoyed me that comes from Julie because of the situation where she goes, "This is protective custody," and I went, "Bitch, you were supposed to stay at the apartment. You chose to come to the club after we told you to stay at the apartment. So fuck off." And we get the high-speed chase on a road that's not finished. Guys, what other movie have we? It sounds so familiar. What other movie have we talked about where a vehicle is driving down a road that is not finished?
We've covered a movie like that?
Wow. Not recently. There's no way.
It must have been during the month of action.
Had to have been.
I don't know. I feel we'll figure it out at some point. Yeah, we'll figure it out at some point. Speed is key. And Mike is just like throwing barrels of ether out the back of this truck and then shoots at him to the point where it blows up Noah's car. And we get one of many times where Marcus gives Mike shit for killing people. Because before they actually go into the club, I love the whole thing where it's like, all right, when we go in there, can we just like make sure we don't add to our body counts? And Mike's like, well, last time I knew, the last 2 bodies were from you. And he's like, oh, we're going to have a competition. I could just, let's see how many you've got. Oh, I could just keep going.
Yeah.
But then after they blow up Noah, he's just like, well, are we adding this one to your body count? And then, it turns into a fiasco. They're like yelling at each other, Julie and Marcus and all that stuff. And it's all getting recorded on the news. This is one of my favorite scenes in this entire movie. They go to the little store.
It's a fucked up store, dude. What kind of store is this?
I don't know. They sell everything. It's also Miami. It's an interesting area.
Fair.
But Julie needs to get some shampoo. So she, goes in there and asks about some shampoo. And they talk about how like JoJo may know what's happening with the dope and the ether because he was a cook at one time. So they're kind of talking. But the guy behind the counter is getting a little suspicious. Of course, probably because it's 2 black men and a white girl walking into the store. I mean, no need to be suspicious, but that's just how it was. The guy who's behind the counter is played by the guy who was the dude who helps Tony Stark build the first Iron Man suit in the cave.
No way.
I can't remember. Is it like Ho Yinsen, I think was his character's name in Iron Man.
Something like that. I didn't even think about that. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
And they literally go up to the counter and he pulls out this fucking massive like cannon. Freeze, mother bitches!
I love that.
So good. Oh, it's so good. And I just love how they're like arguing with each other and just like, shut up, I will shoot you. I just love Julie in the background like, do you guys does this happen to you guys everywhere you go?
Didn't she just walk off at one point?
Yeah, because then he turns the gun. He's like, freeze, bitch. And they pull out their guns like, you freeze, bitch. All right, I want some tropical fruit bubblicious and some Skittles.
Yep. Really like that. He's like, Skittles.
I love it so much. Freeze, mother bitches. Oh, man. So we're back at the apartment, and Julie is hitting on Mike. But it's more of she is fully exposing who he actually is because she knows that Marcus isn't Mike. So she's hitting on him. Like she's kind of seducing him and all that stuff. And Marcus just doesn't know how to react to it to the point where she gets it into his head that Mike may be fooling around with Teresa.
Mm-hmm.
So he calls the house and they're looking through like a photo album and, Marcus hears the wrong word. Because she has a picture of Marcus and she's like, oh, it's like the dumbest shit where it was like, oh no, put that back in or something like that. And I was like, and he's like, son of a bitch. And he goes down there, handcuffs her. For one, he has Mike's car. He's driving the Porsche in this scene. I was like, why did Mike allow this?
Great question.
Did Julie need to know he drove a Porsche? I don't think so. It didn't. I don't think that needed to be a thing. But yeah, he's super jealous. And so he does the thing where he handcuffs her to the steering wheel. He like scales his own house. He's hearing weird things, but also Mike is also investigating something because there's two guys like camped out on like away from the house. So he's like calling that in. And I do love this because it's the two other cops that show up to that car. He's like, don't fuck with cops' families. And I thought that was good.
Yep.
That's why we needed a spinoff with these two. We did get a Bad Boys. We did get a Bad Boy spinoff with a character that doesn't show up till the sequel, and Jessica Alba.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why not?
I would have loved this. So, yeah, it's a big crash and burn. He gets exposed. Like Mike finds him. They have a wrestling match in a kiddie pool, and Marcus is losing his fucking mind. And Mike's like, "What are you talking? Like, we have been partners for 6 years, and we have been brothers for life. Like, what are we doing here?" And then it's the whole thing where he's just like, my bad, man, my bad. It's like walks away. I thought it was so good. So Will Smith was 26 during filming of this movie. So that means he would have became a cop when he was 20.
That's young.
Because I'm guessing he was partners with Marcus the whole time. So yeah, because he was literally still filming. He was still doing seasons of Fresh Prince when this was. Even after this, because there's actually an episode a couple seasons after this came out where the youngest Banks boy, who's born like in later seasons, he actually played Will Smith's stepson in Independence Day. Yeah. He played little Philip Banks. He actually mentions the fact that like mom won't let me watch Bad Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is when they figure out that the guy's name is Fouché, because I love the interrogation with the guy. Give me a name. Give me a goddamn name. And all I can think of with this interrogation is like, do you know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man. That's all I can think of when he says that.
She's married to the
Lives on Drury Lane.
Lives on Drury Lane? She's married to the Muffin Man. The Muffin Man? The Muffin Man! That's so funny.
Make it work.
So Sinclair shows up again and she's just so over the top. She's like, I'm about to shut this place down, and like struts out. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you for your nothingness. Appreciate you. So they got to visit JoJo. Just tell him JoJo. Love this whole thing. Well, freaking
more than two JoJo. More than one JoJo, whatever he tells him.
Just tell him everything he knows, everything you know. He's like, and he's like stammering. And it gets to the point where like Mike pulls a gun on Marcus. He's like, "You're on your own, JoJo." And like walks away. And then after he gets the information from JoJo, he literally is like, "Yeah, you really played it off like you were going to shoot me." He's like, "I was." I always thought that was great. So they do a stakeout, and Julie's with them, and it's a whole thing where they kind of talk about like each other's lives, and they talk about, you know, how I love the whole thing was just like, "Oh yeah, Mike Lowry, the King Ding-a-ling," because like Julie's figuring it out. Like it's funny. It's like it's always the question of like, how long do you think Julie knew that Marcus wasn't Mike? And I think it's pretty quick.
Long time.
I think it's pretty quick, but it's pretty funny because. Yeah, but it's also the fact of like she makes it a point that she will only talk to Mike, but yet I feel if she knew it super early, she would have made a big deal about it. So maybe, I don't know. So they find Fouché. He's on a boat, and thanks to Julie, Fouché knows that they're there. Like it's immediate. Like they're literally looking through their binoculars, and then Fouché is just like, I love when he looks through the binoculars, and it's Fouché, and he's just staring at them, and Mike's just like, it seems normal. And then they notice that Julie like sneaks over, and that's when Fouché like picks up his binoculars. He's like, "I see you now." So pretty much since he knows they're there, he has them followed. This is when Teresa finds out about Marcus not being in Cleveland, because I love that the boys are just watching TV and the news pops up. Mom! I thought you said Dad was in Cleveland. He's going to wish he was in Cleveland. So they go to the apartment, and, you know, they have it out. I love the whole thing where Marcus is still trying to hide the fact, like, that he doesn't know, like, oh, yeah, like, this is Marcus. And it's like, but Teresa kind of, like, puts the whole thing to a kibosh. And I love that Julie is kind of like, yep, okay, I kind of knew. Because I love when Teresa comes to the door. She's like, "I'm looking for Marcus Burnett. Is it the tall one or the short one?" "Short one." I thought so. "Oh, Teresa, let me get your husband." Oh, and I just love when Mike walks in. He's like, "Oh." This reaction is so good.
Yeah, because he tries to walk away, and she's like, "Marcus, you get back here right now."
Yeah. It's so good.
Poor guy. Poor guy didn't stand a chance.
He knows he's in trouble.
So like they storm off. You know, Marcus goes with Teresa, and Mike's got to chase Julie because Julie's leaving. And they get down to the lobby, and that's when Fouché and his goons walk in. It takes a while for them to realize that Fouché and their goons, like, they know what he looks like, but it was just like Julie figures it out first, but then Mike looks up, and then we get like the big shootout, right? Julie gets taken. She's literally like dragged by her hair out of this building.
Yeah.
Chet has the dog behind the counter, and
dogs, dude.
And then we get the craziest car/foot chase you'll ever see on film. It's insane. What are these streets like in Miami where Mike is able to keep up with this car the duration of the chase? Because they drive away in a van at first, and then they crash their vehicle, and then they have to get out, and they're on foot. But it's like, how fast is Mike? Does he know like all the back ways when he's like running? All right. I mean, I don't know, but it was wild. And also, they wanted WillSmith to be shirtless in this scene, but he said, "I will wear a shirt with it open." So that's as far as they got.
Close enough.
So
why is that important?
I don't know. MichaelBay.
They gotta show off the.
I guess.
The abs.
I mean, WillSmith was. I mean, he was built.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we get a lot of slow motion in this chase scene. We also get a shot that I just don't know why it needed to happen when when the bad guys run into the handicapped basketball players.
What?
Like, why did that need to be in this? Just
What's
like
the relevance?
Just literally knocked like two of them out of their chair, and they're just like, "The fuck?" Like a little bit of me was like, I really feel MichaelBay was just like, just run into these people. They didn't even know they were in the movie. And I do love though when the shootout is happening at the salon, and Mike's like hiding behind things like, "Ladies, you look great."
Yeah.
Runs out. But yeah, this is when Mike has to save Marcus because he almost gets hit by the taxi that the bad guys, you know, are able to take. And we then get the first of, it's just like one of the most iconic shots in this franchise is the slow 360 shot of the two guys as they rise from the ground. It's literally done in every single Bad Boys, by the way.
Got to be consistent.
Yep. So we're back at the station, and they got to look up some information. They're still trying to. Are they still trying to find or get into Eddie's file? Is that why they got this guy?
Yeah, they got this dude to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is John Sally, former basketball player. His name is Fletcher. He gets Eddie's file. I don't know why I asked the question when literally in my notes it says Fletcher gets Eddie's file. Probably should just keep reading my own fucking notes, right? Yeah.
Hey, we're just engaging.
We find out that Francine was Eddie's girlfriend. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, but Eddie's a piece of shit. So let's just reestablish that.
Yeah. And of course she's like she's always got that like really like long sad face like, oh no, they found out.
She's so droopy.
And it was the whole thing where like she talks about like what they were gonna threaten her with. Like they threatened to like post naked pictures of her at her kid's school. I'm like, God damn, these fucking people are fucked up. And but they kind of find out that she because she was gonna get blackmailed, she had to help them with the heist. So she was kind of like the inside man on the job. She got them like the schematics and pretty much everything they needed to know about the heist. So we're at this old airfield and there's a deal going down. And it's literally between Fouché and this like Escobar-esque guy with a really cool suit. And he's got a really nice car.
Do you know what he looked like?
No.
When I seen him, I was like, Jon Favreau?
I mean, yeah.
I was like, wait a minute.
I don't think Jon Favreau's Hispanic though, is he?
No, I don't think so either. In this, it looks like an older Jon Favreau. And he just looked it. I was like, what?
Yeah. I mean, this guy doesn't do much in this movie. He kind of stands there and talks about his cool car. And they do the deal. And the cops, they get together and they come up with a plan, and Mike sees a garbage truck and he's like, all right, we're going to hide in this garbage truck and crash the deal. And I just love when they're getting ready and they're just like, they're kind of like talking shit about the plan. And Mike's like, he's like, my plans always work sometimes. He's like freaking out. And so they crash the deal and immediately Fouché kills the Escobar guy. Like he just immediately kills him. I was like, oh, okay.
Sure.
And this big shootout happens. We get the whole thing where like I forgot to mention the fact that Julie is like handcuffed in the car, and that like Italian dude is like there with her.
Yep.
And she took a handcuff key from Mike's apartment because she kept getting handcuffed to the steering wheel. And he's like, she's going to get the key, and he's like, we got an itch? I'll scratch that itch for you. Yeah, scratch this.
It's like anything you want, baby. Dude's such a piece of shit. He does have a funny line earlier, and I can't remember what it is, but just
where they're chasing them, and he's like a big guy, so he's like, he gets down there super fast, like, yo, it's like, what the, you fat fuck, you couldn't fucking get him? He's like, how about I come over here, I fucking squeeze your hand?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. I was like, yeah. You're funny. Fucking Italian shit. That's great.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, this big shoot. I mean, I love this whole shootout. Everything's happening. You have the explosion in the plane, which is one of my favorite shots, which is actually a shot that MichaelBay had to pay for himself, which is when mustache guy is on the plane and Marcus, he sees the ether or he sees the explosives, the explosive barrels underneath the plane. And he's like, you forgot your boarding pass. And he shoots it and it blows up and the dude like shoots out.
Yep.
MichaelBay had to pay out of his own pocket for that shot. And then later said he hated the shot.
Oh, that's so dumb.
Yeah. So I love that shot though. I love where he just
That's
like fireball mustache man just flies into that like rack. It's fantastic. So yeah, Fouché takes the Shelby. Big boy, he gets shot into like an electrical panel, and he's just like the most comical, like, oh
yeah, they shoot with the shotgun into the electrical panel. Yeah. Double whammy.
Mike is able to like jump on the back of the Shelby that Fouché steals, and he gets shot in the, like close range, but he has a bulletproof vest on, but he gets shot close range, which knocks him off the car. I don't know the logistics of a bulletproof vest, especially bulletproof vests from 1995 or 1994 when this movie was filmed. Dan, what gun? Do you know what pistol he was using?
I'm trying to remember because I know Mike and fuck, bad. I just blanked this day. Mike and Marcus. They both use Winchester or Smith & Wessons, different models.
Yeah,
but I think he uses a SIG 225 because Marcus also Mike also uses a 226 as a backup. Okay. So I think this was it's 9mm. Likely he would have been fine. Like he would have hurt really fucking bad, but he would have been fine depending on the class of the vest.
Right.
But
and you had to get a lot of slow-mo with these. Like the majority of this movie, there's a lot of slow-mo shots. And, he's on the ground and the Marcus pulls up. He gets shot, by the way. Marcus got shot saving Julie. He had dove
shot in the leg.
Got her and he gets shot in the leg. And so Marcus is driving the Porsche. They get Mike into the car. And I love how he's just giving him shit. He's just like, I like that it took you getting shot in the leg for you to be able to drive.
Yes. So and Julie's sticking up for him. She's like, could you be quiet and just let him drive?
Yeah. And and that's a big reason why Téa Leoni was cast as Julie was because of her. Like they felt like she could hang with Will Smith and MartinLawrence and their kind of, the improv that they were doing together. Like she could stick with them and not be like left out. Which you could definitely see. And I forgot to mention Téa Leoni. I don't remember if I mentioned Téa Leoni during the cast readings. Did I?
I don't think
remember.
We did. No,
I don't remember. But Téa Leoni, who plays Julie, we've talked about her before on the show.
Yeah, Mrs. Kirby.
Eric! Oh, Mrs. Kirby? Can you stop? It's not helping. What's a bad idea? Oh my god, I fucking hate that so much.
Yeah, it's the beginning. He shows him with a Smith & Wesson. I'm just saying, IMDb.
I don't know. Shit. It was the gun whatever gun Fouché was used to shoot Mike when he knocks him off the car. Because you see a different gun a little bit later. So they have a race. It's the Porsche and the Shelby. I guess this Shelby was like one of the fastest cars on the road. Like this thing was insanely fast.
It's. I think they touted up like it's an original, but it's a kit car.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was not.
Original ones are like ungodly expensive kit cars.
Yeah.
Small block 427. It's gonna be fast as fuck.
Yeah,
but
so they have this like race, and it's all who's gonna get to this like small space in this wall first. The Porsche ends up getting there. Fouché smokes this wall.
Bad.
So when the original Shelby that they had, it actually crashed before they actually did any of these scenes. And so early shots, when you see it during the shootout, they had to do close-up shots to kind of avoid seeing any of the damage. And then they had to wait to get another one for the chase, for the actual drive.
Really?
Yeah.
That's wild.
And like I said earlier, the Porsche was Michael Bay's personal car because they couldn't afford to get the car. I was like, why use the car?
Use a different car that you
But that's Michael Bay, though. Like a lot of Michael Bay's movies, he used a lot of concept cars. I know, like with Transformers, the original Transformers, the Camaro that Bumblebee is, the newer one was a concept car at the time. Yeah, now you see them everywhere. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
It's not even a cool car anymore. Like I don't care about Camaros anymore. They're just not unique anymore.
Nope.
Still love Bumblebee.
Couldn't do it, man.
No. So yeah, Fouché loses the car chase. And, Mike ends up shooting him a couple times, knocking him out. I love it. He's just like, freeze! And then still shoots him because he won't stop running. And then he gets there and one thing I always forget to do is write down quotes because I'm trying to remember what Mike says to him. Oh, he's like, you didn't think that this morning you'd wake up and have a bullet hole in your leg.
Mm-hmm.
And and he's like talking shit. To the point where Mike looks away and he whips out this like fucking this little mini cannon out of his like sock.
It's actually funny that this came up as I was looking on Internet Movie Firearms Database, not to be confused with IMDb. And they pulled it up, and I didn't even think about it at the time. I literally just watched a video on these. They're COP 350. They're COP Derringers. So the idea is it's a Derringer, so just a little shitty pocket gun, but it shoots 357 Magnums. It was supposed to be a backup gun it was originally designed to be a backup gun for police officers, but nobody fucking used them. So it's just this really interesting piece of like firearms history.
And they don't even make them anymore.
No.
You
can buy regular Derringers, but not that one.
Yeah, it's a unique gun. But yeah, the glint of the gun, like alerts Mike, and he turns around and he just puts a bunch of holes in him, and he did.
It's great.
And then it ends with Marcus kind of hooking Julie and Mike up, which doesn't lead to anything, and literally leads to nothing. If you know this series. And Marcus needs to go home because he finally going to get some quality time. And I love that the final.
He deserves it.
Yeah, he does. But I love one of the final things that Mike says to him. He's like, you got shot in the leg. Your dick probably don't work.
Yep.
Oh, but I just love that they're handcuffed together and they're trying to find the key. No one has a key. He's like, hey, you got it. He's like, I don't have a key. Sorry.
Yep. Just walks off.
And then we get the bad boy. Bad boys, what you want? What you want? What you gonna do? Oh my God. And that's it. That is 1995's Bad Boys. Now it's time to go around the room, share our final thoughts on the movie. We'll start with you, Dan.
Great movie. It's fun. A lot of gunplay, a lot of great acting, like improv acting. Even like Joey Pants, fucking hilarious. He's great. I don't think he's improving. Maybe he is. I don't fucking know, but he's awesome. And it's great. A lot of fun characters, a lot of good dynamics, great actions pieces as you'd expect, set pieces as you'd expect from MichaelBay, even for his first film. Cool gunplay, cool car play. It's a fun movie. I don't even know how long this fucking movie was.
But it was like just under 2 hours.
It's great. It just breezes by. It's a great movie.
Angela.
For watching it for the first time, I loved it. We have quoted it since we've watched it. so many memorable quotes, scenes. I loved it.
I wanna be like Mike. Pow.
Oh, and every time you said Fouché, all I could think of was Bobby Boucher.
Same.
To be honest,
fucking time.
To be honest, for years, because for years I didn't watch this movie with subtitles. I always saw his name was Boucher. I did not know his name was Fouché until I was watching it. I don't think it was the most recent time, but it was like whenever we did it the last time and I was watching it, it had subtitles. Like, his name was Fouché. Okay. I didn't even realize that. Thought it was always Boucher. But yeah. Well, for me, this movie still rules. I fucking love this movie. And as Angela was saying, it is so highly quotable. 2 is more quotable, which is wild to think about because this movie is just beyond quotable. And I love the dynamic between Will Smith and MartinLawrence. Say what you want about Will Smith nowadays, but like Will Smith in the 90s was a fucking powerhouse. And this was his first movie because he was pretty much only known for Fresh Prince. So like to come in to his first movie, trying to get away from the stigma of being Will Smith on Fresh Prince, and coming in here and fucking, I think so. The opening scene, I think, had like 15 F-bombs between him and MartinLawrence originally. And then I guess MichaelBay's mom didn't like how many swears there were. So he knocked it down to 12 to appease her.
Now, Mike.
My mom says you can't say that word.
So yeah, this movie's just so much fun. I mean, there may be some minor moments that are just like, that don't age well, but I think this movie still holds up 30 years later. Like, it's crazy to think about that this movie's 30 years old. But I mean, I will continue to watch it and I will continue to enjoy it. And I'm glad we finally got to cover it on the show, even though this recording was the biggest pain in the ass of the season.
Yep. And when it's all said and over, we'll be 2 dead bitches in the water.
Oh my God. It's so good. But yeah, we didn't even hit the nail. We barely hit the tip of the iceberg when it came to like just all of the amazing quotes this movie. We can't do them justice. So please just watch the movie.
Yes.
And enjoy it because it's a lot of fun. This is a franchise that kind of goes all over the place. I mean, there's 4 movies now, but like back when I was growing up, it was the 2 MichaelBay Bad Boys, and they were both wild. So, yeah, I think it holds up all these years later, and I still have a blast with it. So, all right, now it's time to go over to social media and see what you all had to say about Bad Boys.
When Mike holds Marcus's head under the water in the pool.
Oh, yeah, when Teresa's calling for him. Oh, God, it's so funny. All right, over on Twitter, our first one is from our good friend Darren Lundberg, or from NostalgiaCast and Back to Bluey. He says, saw this in the theater, had a fun time with it. Is this the most restrained Michael Bay we've ever gotten from a Michael Bay movie? I would say so, because it was his first movie. So
yeah, he's got to ease into it a little bit, right?
Yeah, you can't go full Michael Bay on the first go round. You gotta subtly get in there, get your feet wet, get comfortable in the situation, and then let loose. And that's what Michael Bay did. Also, as far as buddy comedies go, nothing beats Midnight Run for me, or De Niro and Grodin's dynamic in that film. Yeah, so my alternate question was, what is your favorite buddy cop movie? And a lot of people answered the question, so thank you. Our next one is from Shoot the Flick, who said, watch this movie a ton, especially when it got on TV. It may be one of our favorite buddy cop movies, but I'll still take Hot Fuzz over it. Hot Fuzz is fantastic. I love Hot Fuzz. Screen Nerds Podcast says, I enjoy the series. I've covered the last two films on my podcast. We have covered a Bad Boys movie since we changed over to Dissect That Film, because we did cover Bad Boys for Life a couple years ago, roughly around when it came out on physical. Me and my brother came back and covered that movie. So we have covered a Bad Boys movie on this since Dissect That Film became the name. Jesse
now.
Yeah. Jesse, or at Mr_J300, says, love this movie, and people can say what they want about Michael Bay as a person, but I like him as a director. Yeah, I mean, listen, I have enjoyed a good amount of Michael Bay's movies. Like, I think if I were to go through his filmography, I would say I've probably enjoyed more than 50% of his movies. One of the movies that I always talk about, or that I always recommend to people for anyone who wants to enjoy, like, it's a darker Michael Bay, but it's like not as, it's still pretty crazy. Pain and Gain. I'm just going to say it. Pain and Gain is a great Michael Bay movie. It feels very Bad Boys like. I think the only thing that kind of dampers it is it's based on a true story, and they kind of go a little too crazy with it. So, yeah. But yeah, those are all the comments for Bad Boys. We got nothing over on Instagram or on the other socials, so we're just going to move on. So, yeah. So that is week 2 of Month of Action. And we have one more week to go, which means we have Dan's pick to talk about.
Oh, no.
We are sticking with Jerry Bruckheimer and Don Simpson, but we're going to be hanging out with a luscious, locked Nicolas Cage on a plane full of dangerous criminals as we talk about 1997. Con Air. Oh my God, look at that poster. God, it's glorious. The 90s were just different, man.
Yeah, they were.
They were just different. I'm very excited. I have not seen Con Air in a very long time, so I am excited that Dan picked this one. Since I had to force him to change his original pick, which you guys will get later on this year. So I had to appease him. But he picked a good one. He picked 2 bangers. So it was a win-win either way, depending on how it went.
Yep.
So
thanks, Grandma.
Very excited for Con Air. Yeah, very excited. I hope you guys enjoyed our episode on Bad Boys. This is going to be a shit show to edit, but it was a lot of fun when all was said and done. For the patrons, I'm sorry. I don't know how the hell I'm going to make this an uncut episode, because there's a lot of cutting I'm going to have to do to make it an uncut. So it's not just a bunch of dead air and me swearing into my microphone because I hate everything that was happening with my computer at that moment. But well, it's the end of the show. So that means I get to do all the fun things, like talk about where you can find us in our wonderful show. I mean, you're listening to us, so you pretty much know where we are. You can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/dissectthatfilm. We're on all the social medias at Dissect That Film or Dissect That Film Pod. We are on Patreon at Dissect That Film, where you can support us financially, help us support the show, help us pay for the programs that we use to create the show. You get uncut versions of episodes up to a week before the core episode drops. We have other things in the works, so if you want to support us there, we appreciate it. If you can't do that, just make sure to go to your favorite podcast app and rate us 5 stars. Leave us a review. Tell us what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, what you'd like to see us do. We do get quite a few recommendations on movies to cover. I have a list. We can't cover them immediately, but we will at some point cover your recommendations, so please do that. We have another show called The Monster Zone that is hosted by Dan and Angela, where once a month we spin a wheel and we talk about a monster movie. And for July, we talk about 1976's War God with our wonderful co-host, Mikey. So make sure to check that out. That is, it's a Month of Action episode, even though we don't mention Month of Action in the episode. So I just wanted to let everybody know about that. Oh, man. I don't know. What else do we got? What else we got here?
I don't think...
Am I missing anything?
I don't think so.
Patreons.
You already did Patreon.
The names.
The names.
Yes, the names. Well, I will mention the fact that we are doing this as a part of Month of Action with a bunch of other amazing content creators, podcasters, artists, all that. I'm going to put the graphic up here so you guys can see all the names of the wonderful people. When we drop every episode on social media, you guys will see, I will be tagging everybody who is a part of Month of Action. I want to thank Charlie for inviting us on for Month of Action. We are honored to do this. And, as a show that covers all types of genres, I have no problem. In October, usually we focus all on horror. I have no problem talking all about action movies for an entire month. So thank you again, Charlie, for inviting us. And we hope we didn't let you guys down. Finally, we have to thank our wonderful patrons over on Patreon. We have Billy Joseph Jr., Bucket of Chum, the Shark Movie Podcast, Corey Morissette, Daniel Collins, Jordan Champion, Lo Wang, Rudy5453, Dustin from the Flicks and Friends Podcast, Angela, Anna Presley, Dan of Dissect That Film, Doom Generation, Eric Stein, Jason, Robert Stewart, and the Baron's Hideout Podcast. Thank you so much for supporting us on Patreon, and thank you to everybody else who supports us, leaves us reviews, shares our show. We appreciate everything that you guys do for us, and without you, we wouldn't be doing this, so thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Until next time, I am Brett Parker, that is Dan and Angela, and this has been another episode of the Dissect That Film Podcast. We'll see y'all again on the next episode of Month of Action! Bad boys, what you want? What you want? What you gonna do? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Okay, goodbye.